Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an Su-8, it's a Tier 6 Soviet SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Lakeville and it's under the command of FendaBenda. Now he's going to try to play properly in this game, but unfortunately he's going to get interfered with by somebody on his team who doesn't want him to play and just wants to cause him a load of harassment and put him off. So we've got an Arty hater on the team, and despite this harassment, FendaBenda does rather well. But we'll see how he gets on in this battle. He's pulling back into a firing position, just at the back, near the spawn point, near that tree. And I'm going to stay in third person view because you can see the harasser is a T-34-85, and at this moment he is actually harassing an M41 HMC off to our left. Now, due to the replay mods and the problems with them, we can't actually see the M41 and the T-34-85, but we know that the harassment is going on at this moment. There it is. You can see the T-34-85, which is 13 back Arty normal Nick. And he's pushing that M41 HMC about. There you go. You see he's pushing him all the way over to the east side of the map. Now at this moment I could actually come out from watching I've come out of watching FendaBenda, and now I'm looking at the area where the M41 and the T-34 are, and there you can see this now. The T-34-85 is trying to play, but he's being squashed up against the edge of the map by this T-34-85, and he just won't let go. Well, the M41 actually has managed to get away, but how far he gets away I don't know, because the T-34-85 is chasing him, and now he's trying to barrel block him. You see that? He's trying to overlap his barrel with that of the M41, and the M41 is not having anything of it. So instead, the T-34-85 has resorted to bullying him again and pushing him back. And his actions are actually stopping the team from actually getting any damage from that M41. Whereas FendaBenda is still getting damage on the enemy. He is actually playing properly, and so far he's done 341 hit points of damage. But we've lost sight of the M41 and the T-34 momentarily. There they are again. Okay, we lost sight of them again. There's a fault with the mods, I'm afraid. When you play some replays, you can't see your teammates, and you can only see spotted enemy. And FendaBenda continues to fire at the enemy. But very soon, that T-34-85 is going to come over and start interfering with him. Well, we've moved over. There he is, and you see the M41 is trying to run away from this T-34-85, being chased by him. So it's total interference. And finally, the T-34-85 has given up with the M41. He knows he can't get any damage, but at this moment, this is where I'm afraid that FendaBenda starts getting interfered with. And yep, we can see now the T-34-85 is pushing him about now, and won't let him play. He's pushing him to the side so he can't aim. Now come on, Wargamer, you've got to do something about these players. They are total nuisance. This sort of guy would be on the biggest arsehole on Klaus Kellerman's channel. In fact, I'm sure Klaus Kellerman would like the replay, because these sort of people, they are just so stupid. They are losing the game for their team because they're stopping their Arty from actually fighting the enemy. And he's not only trying to push FendaBenda about, he's trying to barrel block at the same time. He knows that if FendaBenda fires and he blocks the barrel, then FendaBenda blows up, not him. And in fact, actually overlapping his barrel would mean that he would get paid compensation. And FendaBenda's so fed up with this T-3485, he's fired a round into the side of him. And that's cost him some hit points, and now he's done some damage to a teammate. If he continues doing this, then FendaBenda could end up getting banned, even though it's the T-3485 that's the cause of the problem. Well, FendaBenda's going to try and move away, but the T-3485 is following him. And it's up to Wargaming to stop things like this. If somebody gets caught doing this, they should be banned. They should have their account taken away. This guy has obviously obtained a T-3485M. He's probably paid for it, but it could be his alternate account. But I think really what we ought to be doing is, if somebody has proven to be trolling like this, then yes, they should have their account banned, and they should be forced to buy more premiums if they want to have another account. It's in Wargaming's interest to remove these people from the game, because they give the game a bad name. Now, I've discussed this before with the community team for both EU and for NA, but they leave this sort of matter to the automatic friendly fire system. And I'm saying, sorry, but that doesn't work for trolls. Trolls can get away with this sort of behaviour, and now he's leaving FendaBenda alone and gone back over to the M41 to interfere with him, and now he's trying to barrel block him. I'm going to move over to them so we can actually see what he's doing. I'm pretty sure that M41 player knows full well what is going on. Whoa, didn't want that to happen. Right, let's move around, and yes, you can see he's barrel blocking, and FendaBenda saw this and came over to push the T-34 away so he didn't kill the M41, and yep, he's just gone back to doing the same thing again. He's barrel blocking the M41, who's also getting fed up with this sort of attention, and he's being pushed back. There's no way he can play, and it's all the fault of this T-3485. Now, the M41's now fired on the T-3485, and I'm not saying they shouldn't do team damage, but it's going to cost them if they do damage this T-3485. And FendaBenda's gone in to try and push the T-3485 off the M41, but it's not working. And now he's trying to fire into the ground near the T-3485 to stun him, and the M41's fired again. And I'm sure this T-34 is now going to get compensation from both of them for the damage they did. And FendaBenda stuns him again. But it's very certain they're going to lose this game now. They are 2 tanks down now. But they've got 2 of their Arty and 1 of their medium tanks not playing the game at all because of this troll. And the M41 is suffering damage, so's the T-34. And finally, FendaBenda gets so fed up, he TKs the T-34, and now both Artys can get back to doing what they were supposed to be doing. But it's going to be too late for the battle, because from now on, they're more than likely going to lose. And if we go back to FendaBenda, we can see that he's now trying to continue the game, aiming at the enemy. He's got a T-43 in the valley. He's trying to get a shot. And he gets a shot, a direct hit for 198 hit points. Now, FendaBenda's a good player, but good players shouldn't be put to this sort of harassment in the game. It is absolutely ridiculous, and it's done solely by tank players who hate Arty players. And he gets a kill on the E25, 84 hit points, but it's not going to stop that huge bunch of enemy tanks going down the valley. They've killed the P43 Ter, and now the only 2 players left at this area are the M41 and FendaBenda, and all they can do is do as much damage as they can before they're killed. The T-43 kills FendaBenda, and I'm sure any second now, yeah, he's killed the M41. So he gets a Pascucci's medal, and there's only 3 tanks left on their team, and they're all at the other end of the map. A King Tiger captured, a Type 58 and a Hellcat who's rushing along the lake road trying to get back to the cap. But I don't think that's going to help him. The enemy have got one Cromwell defending their cap, and a KV-1S, a T-29 and an AMX M445 coming down this valley. So I think this game is going to be over fairly quickly. So we'll go back to free camera and we can see exactly what's going on over here. The Hellcats arrived at the cap, but the T-49 is not here. T-43 is not here. Oh, he is! And he just got wiped out, but so did the Hellcat by the AMX M445. So that's unfortunate, but that means now that there's only 2 left on their team, and the enemy is now capping. Or at least will be. Or are they going to? Well, they haven't capped, which tends to make me think that the AMX M445 has decided to turn around and come back to his own cap to kill the Type 58 and the King Tiger captured. So let's have a zoom over to the other side of the battlefield quickly, and we'll see exactly what's going on over here. So we fly down the valley at high speed. We can see that there's the Type 58 on the corner, and well, the King Tiger we can't see at the moment. I think he's amongst those trees somewhere. And oh well, the AMX M445 is now capping, so he didn't come back down the valley. And I'm not sure if the Type 58 or the King Tiger C want to go all the way back. And there's an enemy T-29. There's the King Tiger captured over there. And the Cromwell, who's been putting up a good defense. Well, this is going to be over by a cap very shortly. And it looks like the Type 58 is probably going to die. In fact, both tanks are one-shots, so I don't think they're going to live very long. Well, the Cromwell's got 3 marks on his barrel. And Type 58 is now dead. The T-29 got him. And I suspect that the King Tiger C is going to die very shortly when that Cromwell moves up to take a shot at him. And that might happen just before he caps out. Oh, well, the AMX M445 has capped out. So, game over. And it was a loss. And it's all down to that T-3485 who trolled both Arty. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, as FendaBenda did quite well during the game. He did get a lot of damage on the enemy. He certainly hit a lot of the enemy. But sadly, he was interfered with. And it was a pretty extreme harassment as well. We can see, according to the map, that the highest scorer on damage was actually, in fact, the King Tiger captured. 2,450 hit points of damage by him. 1,702 by the P43 Tur and 1,425 by the Type 58. The high score on the enemy team was their AMX M445. He got an Invader for capping out at the other end, and their T43 he got a Pascucci's for killing both FendaBenda and the M41. The other 2 members of the team, well, their T29 and Cromwell did quite well, so did their KV-1S, but, well, he didn't do so well, actually. He only got 201 hit points of damage. But the sad fact is that had FendaBenda and the M41 been able to play their game properly, they probably would have killed most of the enemy force that came down the valley, and that would have enabled the King Tiger C to get a victory. He did get the high caliber and a steel wall during that game, and he was alive at the end. But yeah, it was a loss, and it's all down to the blame goes to this T3485 here. J3 back, or is that G back? Arty, normal, MY Nick. This is the culprit. He's not in a clan, but he's certainly a nuisance, and he shouldn't be in the game because what he's doing is he's harassing other players and spoiling the game. He's not playing by Wargaming's rules, and therefore he should be ejected from the game altogether. And I'd ask Wargaming, please get rid of these people. If you want proof, we are willing to provide proof in forms of the videos. But once you've seen their behaviour, please get them out of the game as soon as possible. I would have thought that you would remove players who are a nuisance and greatest assholes once you see them on Klaus's channel, because these people really shouldn't be playing the game at all. We can see FendaBenda did do reasonably well. 16 shots, 7 direct hits, 1 penetration, 19 splash. Damage of 1044 hit points during that game. He did TK the T34 and did 764 hit points of damage. And after earning 19,386 credits on a free-to-play account, he was fined 4,261 credits for that game, for that damage. And that left him with 15,125, and after repair and ammunition resupply, all he got was 92 credits for the game, and he picked up 302 XP for the game, minus 11 for the damage, 291 he took away. But yes, Wargaming, please do something about this game. Get rid of people like this in the T3485 who are trolls, because all they're doing is giving your game a bad name. Thanks for watching.